Yeah, I'll keep all this in. It's the start of the video right there. Do I look all right?
Oh, are we going? Oh, I didn't see that it was going.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. What is happening there, Reject Nation? Greg here, and I have my friend Ashley Edner with me
Hi,
today.
guys. How's it going?
Oh, yeah, we show! Ashley's been very busy lately. Reason why is come June what?
June 20th.
Obviously shot this a while ago, but Evil Season 2, now available on Paramount Plus. And Ashley is a series regular on the show. Can't say much about it, but what can you say?
The first season I was obsessed with. I loved it. So then when I got to be on the second season, I was so excited. But it's on Paramount Plus this time. And I play Abby, who basically torments Ben, played by Asif. He has to start confronting his demons. No pun intended. Yeah, it was a super, super fun shoot, and I'm excited for you guys to see it.
Very sincere. Anywho, we're gonna watch today 15 painful makeup prosthetic actors were forced to wear. And I figured after Ashley's work on Evil and then even on Star Trek Beyond, I'm like, Ashley would probably know a thing or two about
I've worn prosthetics
makeup prosthetics. Yeah. Like, cover her up. Let's see what's in store. Guys, remember Evil Season 2. Ashley paid me $10,000 to tell you guys about that today.
Yes, I'll write you a check later.
Oh, it's not already in my account?
Everyone knows actors and actresses deal with the stress of hair and makeup on set, but did you ever think that their on-screen makeup and prosthetics might be taking a toll on them? Anyone who wears makeup knows just how annoying putting it on and taking it all off again can be. But wait till you see the painstaking process that these 15 actors were put through in their makeup transformations to make you feel truly grateful for your own makeup routine. Stick around to see how these actors and actresses dealt with these sticky makeovers. After 20 different makeup tests to find the perfect shade of blue for Jennifer Lawrence's character Mystique, the process of completing this actress's makeup for the X-Men film was already proving to be challenging. Can you believe it took 6 girls 7 hours to fully paint the actress's body?
Which every woman knows is our dream come true.
In order to keep herself up and at 'em during the application process, Lawrence would either stand or work out on a bicycle to keep her blood pumping. Not only was Lawrence's full blue bodysuit of makeup arduous to get on, but it was painful to keep on, as the actress reported the blue paint to be irritating to her skin, causing boils and blisters to her complexion.
Apparently they've simplified the bluing of you.
Turns out they never had to do 8 hours of full-blown body paint ever.
Oh.
I really get the vibe from Jennifer Lawrence that she is very frustrated with the X-Men franchise just due to that makeup alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't believe that she was riding an exercise bike while
That's
they
what
did it.
confused me.
That
I'm
seems
like
you'd be like sweating and they're trying to do the makeup. I don't know how that would work, but 7 hours is quite a long time. Makeup that I did for Natalia on Star Trek Beyond was 7 hours.
Ugh.
And then what people also don't think about too is that there's a long time of the taking off process. Otherwise you're gonna get it's gonna stick to your skin and you're gonna get all these rashes and stuff. So you have to carefully have it all taken off, and that's a couple hours too. Especially when you're filming, you gotta go in there earlier, you gotta stay later.
It's been kind of public with Jennifer Lawrence. There seems to be this tone of resentment in her voice as
yeah,
more
she seemed
movies
a
have
little annoyed
progressed.
at that last
Yeah.
there. I wonder why for that they didn't do a bodysuit, rather than actually painting it on.
Because they're a bunch of dumbasses over at Fox.
I'm sure there's pros and cons to all of it.
As much as the prosthetics used on Anya Chalotra may have added to her role on the set of The Witcher, the very same prosthetics that enhanced her acting abilities also caused her physical harm.
And the costume and the blood and
The blood.
sweat.
After being fitted with a hunchback to make her character that much more believable, the star fell victim to a pulled nerve, causing her lots of pain. The thickness of her costume caused even more sweaty discomfort that the actress had to deal with during her time on set.
Oh,
she even
no.
said, "I have a trapped nerve in my back that I had to get massaged out after playing her for so long." It was very uncomfortable.
How much for this beast?
That's the first time I've ever heard of someone having a physical condition stem from just makeup
wow.
use.
That movie looked cool. I've never heard of it, but I kind of want to see it now.
It's a Netflix show called The Witcher.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Have you heard of the video games?
No.
Have you heard of the books?
No. No.
Then you should go watch Netflix's The Witcher.
I feel like I have a lot of research to do. I'm sure when they do like makeup tests, you know, like, because I've been in this position where it's like you do makeup tests and they're like, okay, cool, it feels great. But then you don't really think about after having worn it for like 12 hours into the day, things just start to hurt. You start to feel it all. So I give actors who wear a lot of makeup a lot of credit, because then they also have to like act through that as if it's their own skin and they're not in pain.
I never looked at it like that. You are wearing weight essentially.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good guest. You're a good guest, Ashley.
From a full-blown head cast to hours of makeup, it's no wonder Anne Hathaway needed to vent about her makeup experience for the Witches movie. She took to Instagram and called her makeup look her resting witch face. After sitting through having her whole head enveloped in whatever that is in order to mold her facial prosthetics, Hathaway must have needed to take a well-deserved breather from her makeup process.
If you notice, in the length of the video, because it's a time lapse, I got stuck.
They did all that for her makeup?
I can't. I mean, I guess that means the makeup was good if you can't tell that there's that much makeup on there. But I can't really tell facial-wise what was added. Can you?
No, I was like, she looks just like, I guess, to put the hair thing on and all.
There's probably pieces that she's wearing. So even like when they did the live cast where they showed all that blue stuff and then they wrapped it, you have to sit with that on for them to make the mold. So that way when they do pieces, they'll fit perfectly to her face. So whether they use 20 pieces or one piece, it's gotta fit. So that's why they get like that exact mold of your face. But it's crazy because like you have to go into like a super like meditative state of mind when you do that, because you can only breathe through your nose. You can't, that's the only way. So you're covered in layers and it starts to get hot and you have to sit in that for quite a while. And I've had it done to my body too. So it's crazy. You have to just like really mentally like zen out. Wow. It's a challenge.
I watch YouTube videos every day. That's a challenge.
After insisting upon the use of prosthetics herself, Angelina Jolie was fitted with cheek, nose, ear, and teeth prosthetics to bring her character in Maleficent to life.
You brought this on yourself, Angelina.
Yeah, she asked for it.
To be somebody that when you were staring at her during a real dramatic scene, that you were distracted by her makeup.
So it had to be extreme, but her soul had to come out. Despite its simplicity, this makeup look took a full 3 hours to apply and 1 hour to take off every day. And Jolie wore it for 16 hours at a time. Ouch.
And it was like living out some childhood fantasy.
That's not so bad, Angelina.
You know that being in such intense makeup for his role as Vision was in no way comfortable, as Paul Bettany is seen ripping off his full face makeup, which might be the most painful part of the process. This makeup look takes the actor only an hour and a half of application time. Not too shabby compared to some of the other actors on this list. The most uncomfortable part of Bettany's prosthetic setup is his lack of hearing, with makeup artists having to make adjustments to his prosthetics in order for him to be able to hear at all.
I didn't think for a minute what that was actually going to mean to me physically.
Wow, I can imagine that he's a real character in that show, and he has to like have full-on dialogue-driven scenes. Even right now, us talking with these noise-canceling
That's how it is.
Bose and JBL headphones, which you can get using these I don't have referral links.
Using promo code. It is weird because you do kind of feel like you're almost like underwater in a sense.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're talking, like how I was saying, like I feel like you talk so loud to people and people have to really yell things. And I've been like doing scenes where they'll be like, move camera left or do this or do that. And like, I don't do it. And then they're like, Ashley, but I'm like, I like, you can't hear sometimes, you know? So you're fired.
You're fired. You don't listen to anyone.
But then the good part about that though is like when you're in conversation with somebody, you have to really like focus on them, like emotionally, you know what I mean? And, like be able
this actor's really connected to me right
like
now.
really read their expressions, which actually kind of helps sometimes.
That's true.
So there's
really connected.
so there's a plus to it.
It's not so much about the words at that moment.
It's about the emotion.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But what's behind the eyes?
Ryan Reynolds' painful makeup application for his character Deadpool was truly grueling because of the time that went into the look. Reynolds was a good sport, maybe even too good of a sport, as he pranked his makeup artist by ripping off his facial prosthetics after hours of application.
You're not gonna do it right, there's no point in doing it at all.
During John Rhys-Davies'
That's so messed up.
That's so mean.
horrible makeup processes, which left him barely able to see and made his skin break out in an allergic reaction.
Oh no!
The Lord of the Rings actor had to work on alternate days in order to give his skin a break from the harsh makeup process.
You can't really see my brows moving, all the rest of it.
So have you contracted any specific diseases while wearing makeup?
Luckily, no, I have not. I've definitely gotten like sore, and then I filmed in Dubai with the Star Trek makeup, and Dubai was like 100 degrees, and we were filming outside. So it was so hot, you sweat so much that I got like, you know, a few like little heat blisters, but luckily I haven't had anything too crazy yet. This looks like an intense one. He's got a lot of hair, and then he's got to wear a helmet. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie?
No. Uh-oh. Is that Lord of the Rings? Just making sure. Maybe we move past this. Let's move past this.
It's okay. Even if you haven't seen movies, you work on movies. You're too busy doing the actual creating.
In order to transform lead actor Jacob Tremblay into a boy with the genetic disorder Treacher-Collins syndrome, makeup artists needed full-body prosthetics to make it work. The makeup itself took an hour and a half of painfully meticulous application and suited Jacob up in a full head of prosthetics. No way is it comfortable wearing a fake face and head for 9 whole hours of shooting.
It was like there was a nice cozy warm cocoon around your head.
Is known for its creative and
That's
interesting
adorable.
character design. Kai Alexander's role as Leaf was no exception to this imaginative creativity. The most painful thing about this makeover process was definitely its runtime, as Kai had to sit for nearly 10 hours to get this makeup on and ready for the spotlight.
I sat in a chair for 10 hours, top to bottom, including the wig.
10 hours, that's a record time.
Comfortable.
The most complex and interesting of any of the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy.
It was very challenging, especially on a female. I had to be sexy and kind of comic book, but believable.
This makeup look was so intense
You're
it took
female.
5
You gotta be
hours of
sexy.
application, and
Got
even
to
required Karen to shave her head. She knew this going into the audition process,
wow.
but didn't really get a chance to process the bald-headed change until she got the role. I don't know if dedication to a makeup look gets more uncomfortable than that.
And I might have done something a little bit crazy.
Oh, good for her.
That fact about her, totally, I did not know that she did that.
No, I didn't either. That's cool. It definitely would make it so much easier for the makeup artist, because doing the bald cap is like a whole nother thing. So that's awesome that she's that committed to do it. And she looks great with the shaved head.
She's on this season of Doctor Who that I just made it to, and I was watching her and I was like, damn, you know, like my main familiarity with Karen Gillan is her as Nebula. She's actually like this really great actress, and she's also this very attractive actress who then gets put under all this makeup. And then I'm noticing that's what it's like for so many women in this compilation. People who are just hidden. But then the makeup artists are like, but they still got to be sexy because they're women.
Well, I mean, I think for that particular role too, she was like strong,
every role.
sexy, and
Every role. I speak for all
every
women.
single one.
Yeah, who are you playing in Evil? Same thing happened to you.
You guys will have to see.
I don't remember
June 20th
what it
Paramount
looks like,
Plus.
to be honest. I remember being pretty scared when I saw it, so you're right, I'm wrong. But no, Karen Gillan, shouts out to her. She never even asked.
Yeah, good for her.
Because like Jennifer Lawrence, she wanted to be more not in makeup as much because she hated doing the makeup. And Karen Gillan, in none of the Marvel movies you ever see Karen Gillan, it's only Nebula the entire time. That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, she's committed.
This not very well-known actress has had an even less well-known transformation into Pepper from American Horror Story Asylum. The makeup look that transformed her into Pepper takes about 3 hours and 2 makeup artists, including blinding her in one eye with a contact lens and setting her up with a pair of fake teeth. Imagine sitting in makeup for 3 hours and then having to walk around half blind afterwards.
I thought that was a real person when I watched this.
Really?
I thought that was real, yeah.
The most uncomfortable
Yeah, do a
part
great
of
job.
Vladimir's transformation into the Night King in the Game of Thrones series has to be the 6.5, you heard me, 6.5 hours of sitting in the makeup chair. Then, once in full Night King garb, the actor had to remember not to blink while in character. The combo of painstaking makeup application and these intense stage directions definitely made for an uncomfortable experience on the Game of Thrones set.
Not to
It
blink.
looks like easy, but it's definitely not so easy.
Wow.
Another leading woman who had
Never
to deal
blink.
with the absolute torture of full-body makeup application is Zoe Saldana in her role as Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy. Just like J-Law, she had to deal with the trials and tribulations of many color tests to get her to be the perfect shade of green. The Marvel franchise star revealed just how long it took to apply all of her makeup. Over 3 hours, and with the help of 2 separate makeup artists.
'Cause it's her
Zoe is
whole
quoted
body.
saying,
The whole coming together of Gamora every morning, that was a little grueling.
Famous actress Halle Berry played 6
Halley.
different characters in Cloud Atlas. So it's surprising that you may have never even seen it. Her makeup transformation into 6 different identities was surely an uncomfortable hassle, as the actress also had to deal with a recently broken foot on set. Her makeup artist, Jeremy Woodhead, is quoted saying, "Even with all the discomfort she was going through, it was necessary to the story of each character."
That part was thrilling as an actor and a huge challenge.
One of
She
the
used
most
the
well-known
discomfort.
makeup movie jobs in history has also
We
been
don't
one
like
of
it.
the
So
most
many,
uncomfortable.
stories about
When
this.
transforming into the Grinch, Jim Carrey is known for being irritated by yellow contact
Have you still
lenses,
not seen
being
this?
restrained by his full
Have you still not
bodysuit,
seen this?
and needing the help of a torture
Not all the way
specialist
through.
to get through the movie shoot.
It was when I did The Grinch, I was literally, the makeup was like being buried alive every day.
Oh my god, he
Watch
makes
a
it
movie
sound
or
so
television
awful.
show with intensely creative
So
characters.
devastating.
Think about how much time and pain went into their looks before you judge their acting. It might make you appreciate them that much
Yeah.
more.
Hey, they would have done a better job if it wasn't for all that damn makeup they were wearing, man.
Wow, yeah, Jim Carrey seems like he was not about that life. When you're younger too, like the kid who did it, who seemed like super positive about it. There's something about when you're a kid doing it, you think about it less, you know?
True.
I did a makeup for Star Trek Voyager and I was like, I think it was like 10 or 11 or something, super young. And that was the first time I did like full prosthetics. And it's just, you don't even think about it. Like you don't even think twice about it. I think when you get older and you have like anxieties, you start to like overthink and it, you know what I mean? You have to go into like a different like headspace. But I feel like when you're a kid, you're just like, oh, cool. Because he seemed all happy and positive about it.
When you're an adult, you're in a rush.
I didn't even realize that some of them were that intense of a makeup. So.
No. Well, guys, if you want to see some great makeup, go watch today's sponsored show, Evil, June 20th. Evil is sponsoring this video. They're not.
They're not, no.
I gotta be very clear
And Joel
about
Harlow is the makeup artist who I've worked with tons of times, and he's awesome. Super fun to work with.
that. He owes me $5.
$5. Add that to my check that I'm paying you to mention Evil.
Okay.
Put it on my tab. It's fine.
Guys, thank you for so much for being here. Thank you to the Things for putting this video together. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Hit that like button. You can follow Ashley on Instagram, but more importantly, watch Evil. This is what happens when you ask Greg to... I didn't even ask. I offered. I was like, come on, we'll talk about Evil really quick. Nah, overdo it. I just overdo the same repetitive sentence. Watch Evil. Watch Evil.
Watch it. Do it.
And maybe I'll watch it.
Oh, thank you.
But I might be too busy.